It's time to decide what you want your story to actually say. It's time to decide what gets to define you. Hey, I'm Rosemary Nonny Knight, and I am the Money Minister. I support action-oriented spiritual people to leave behind the pain, the limiting beliefs of the past, and to rise victorious in their true design life. I believe we are all meant to thrive and to prosper and to make at least six figures whilst living to your true design, whether it's in a business, whether it's in a job, whatever you're doing, I don't care. What matters is that you live to the fullness of your potential. You are one with the divine. You get to have whatever you choose to claim. And that's always the defining factor. What do you choose to claim? So I started by saying, it's time to decide what your story is going to say. I understand that you've been through some traumatic experiences. I understand that your childhood was not great. You may have experienced physical abuse. You may have experienced sexual abuse. Whatever, you experienced things that no child should ever have been exposed to. And since then, in some ways, the rest of your life has parts of your life have been defined by the stories that come from those events in your life. I understand that. I remember myself as a younger girl coming from Nigeria, coming to this country. I was angry, so angry at all the men in my life. I was so angry. I had been abused. I had been belittled. I had been treated like a second-class citizen, and I hated all of them. I was so angry. I was angry with my father. I was angry with my uncles, cousins, all the men. I was so angry. And you know what? I can't even compare some of the things that I went through with some of the things that you went through. Some of the stuff you went through, it's too impossible to talk about. So I do not undermine your pain. I do not undermine the fact that someone treated you in a way that they really should not have. And yes, you have the right to forever allow those incidences to define you if that's what you want. However, is it what you want? Now, I know the fact that you're watching this, the fact that you're drawn into my world in any way, probably means that, one, you've been asking the divine for support, and now you're watching this video. Two, you have actually created a life that, compared to where you came from, is pretty dang amazing. You have overcome a heck of a lot of stuff. You have fought hard to get past some of the noise and the nonsense, but you also know that you're still very limited. You still have these thoughts and these ideas and memories plaguing your mind. There's certain people in your life that still have power over you. They make you angry, they trigger you, they cause you to act in different ways around them that you're so used to doing now that you don't even really think about. There's parts of you that are really just pushed down. So yes, the past is still controlling you, and it is limiting your ability to move forward. So I say again, this moment is the moment where you decide to choose. Are you forever going to keep identifying with your old story? Are you forever going to be hyper vigilant, forever defensive, ready to fight anyone that even looks at you kind of funny? Because you're still reacting to all the fear and the pain that you went through. And it's all justified. Listen, it's all justified. And you can't join all the people who have all the trauma and they're talking about trauma and healing trauma and healing trauma and healing trauma and healing trauma forever. You can be doing that if that's all you want to do. That's fine. You will still be loved. But I believe that you want more than that. I believe that the fact that you're listening to me, as much as this may slightly annoy you because there's a part of you thinking, Rosemary, you have no idea just how difficult it was for me. I don't. But this is what I know. You are one with the divine. This is what I know. You are more powerful than anything that happened in your past. This is what I know. You are more powerful than you have even fully tapped into. But in the meantime, whilst you're still identifying with all the trauma of your past, whilst you're still loving to tell the story, hoping that people will sympathize with you, hoping that people will, be gentler to you, or fighting people, anybody that seems as though they are trying to get in your way, even if they're just, going about their own business, but there's something inside of you that is triggered because they remind you of something that happened. Every time that happens, you're limiting yourself. Yeah, you do need to heal. But beyond healing, you also need to focus on the things that you actually want to create with your life. Because as the divine always tells me, you know what, you can spend lots of time healing and looking for what needs to heal, looking for all the stuff inside of you that needs to heal. Great. But all you'll get is healed. Is that all you want? Just to be healed? There's lots of healed, amazing spiritual people who are broken, restricted, and unfulfilled. Or would you like the true design life, which is a free, fulfilled, financially abundant, love-drenched life? In which case, honey, we're going to have to face into this darkness and keep moving forward despite it. I've seen too many spiritual people who I know. It doesn't even matter whether you're spiritual or not, let's be honest, because we're all created in the image and likeness of the divine. We all have access to that power within us. So it doesn't matter whether you're spiritual or not, but when you're spiritual, for goodness sake, you know that you're connected to something bigger than yourself. You know that we have a limitless power available to us. So in some ways, I feel that we must take more responsibility for showing the way. But we don't do it for all of that first. We do it for ourselves first. Because you are here to experience life in all its fullness. So you can choose to identify with your past forever, continue with all the hypervigilance, continue with all the pain and rehashing all the memories and trying to heal everything and all of that. And you look okay, you look successful-ish, but then you're still completely addicted to the drama of your past. Or you can have the free, fulfilled, financially abundant, love-drenched life. I'm not going to pretend that it's going to be easy for you. No. But this is what I know. The fact that you have overcome all of that stuff means that you are perfectly positioned to break through. You have the power. You have the strength. You've had to overcome some hard things. So you know what? Nothing can defeat you. You've already proven that. The problem is that you're misdirecting your energy. You're going over, rehashing all of these things. So you can't seem to let them go. But you have to ask yourself, what do I want my story to be? That I went through hardship, that I had sexual abuse, that I was that they physically abused me, and so for the rest of my life I was always somehow stunted? Or would you like your story to be one of triumph? One of, despite all of that, in spite of all of that, I fucking won. Okay? I lived. By the time you get to the end of your life, you know you've poured out everything inside of you. Because again, you have that strength inside of you. The fact that you're still standing, whereas others are in some, sitting on a couch, listening to a counselor for the rest of their lives, is because you are a winner. You are strong. But now let's take it to a whole new level. Let's focus on the things that you want to create with your life. And yes, when all the pain comes up, you ask the divine to support you in pushing past it. This isn't about ignoring it. Yeah, you feel your feelings, but you do not let them defeat you. You do not let anyone from your past defeat you. Any story from your past defeat you. You are more powerful than all of it. So are you ready to change your story forever? Come work with me in evolution. I will help you get past all of this nonsense. I will not be so, I won't sympathize. I'm sorry, but I won't. I do empathize. I do recognize that this journey for you is going to be sometimes quite painful. But if you will choose to rise anyway, you can. Because you are still one with the divine and you still have the ability to live to the fullness of your potential. So, are you ready? You do not need to live restricted anymore. I don't care what happened in your past. I don't freaking care. You have the power to live a full life. Are you ready to live it? Are you ready to give up the stories, the sad stories, oh, this happened, that happened, all of that stuff? Are you ready to give all of that up? Because I know that in some ways you've identified with that a lot, and it's nice to get that sympathy from people from time to time. I know you won't actually admit it, but that's fine. Are you ready to get above all of that? If you are, let's go. Come into evolution. That's step one for you. Come into evolution. The link is around this video. Come into evolution. It's absolutely accessible for every single soul who is actually serious about moving forward. Come into evolution. It's rosemarynonnyknight.com/evolution. Come join in. I'm so looking forward to working with you. I'm so looking forward to seeing you thrive and prosper and make at least 6 figures doing only what you are called, meant, born to do. Living a full, amazing life. Do not let your past have happened in vain. Do not let other people control your future. It's time to evolve, to rise, to step into a more opulent life. Come on now. Come into evolution. Step 1. rosemarynonnyknight.com/evolution. Okay, share this video with somebody else. I look forward to doing life with you in evolution. Much amazing love.